guys, welcome back to Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys joining me for today's episode. We are going to be talking about summertime topwater fishing today. I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite topwaters and really explain in the video the conditions and situations I like to fish them in. Every single season, as far as topwater fishing goes, there's different type of topwaters that work under different situations. So we're going to talk specifically about like June, July, and August in today's video. Hopefully it'll add up to some good fish for you guys. And also, guys, I'll link all the topwaters that we're talking about today in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to try the ones I'm talking about, you can use that link to get them. It's a great way to support the channel. And also, guys, two quick reminders here. One, if you haven't seen it, in celebration for our nation's 250th birthday coming up in a couple weeks, Cast King is offering this Patriot Special here, guys. It's a Royal Legend bait cast reel, 7-foot 3-inch, medium heavy bait cast rod, built tournament grade, guys. This thing's built for stout. They also have a spinning outfit in the same color pattern. So I'll put the Cast King link in the description of the video if you guys would like to get one of these Patriot Specials, along with the new reel I've been using, guys, this ALTI bait cast reel. First reel that I've ever used. It's pretty much backlash free, titanium spool, 11 ball bearings, smooth as butter. You guys will love this thing. I'll put that link in the description too if you guys would like to get one there. So you can get them through that Cast King link in there. Appreciate you guys putting up with the plugs there. Okay, top water for me, guys. Anytime the water temperature is from the upper 50s on warmer is when I fish a top water. Now this encompasses any time of the year. It doesn't matter if it's in the upper 50s in March or April or in November or December, and all through. So basically I'm fishing top waters from about my part of the country from middle March up until the first part of December, just based upon our weather patterns. And every single season you have a different type of top water that works better, based upon the mood and the personality of the fish and the water clarity and the water temperature and just the general, seasonal patterns of the fish. So I've got 4 here that I use a lot in the summertime, and I'm sort of going to go through them and explain to you guys the situations I use them in. These 4 right here are pretty much my warm weather topwater lures. I don't use them a little bit. I like to use these topwater here when that water temperatures are hovering around 80 degrees or more, when it's really hot in the summertime. So let's get into that. Okay, the first one, guys, is a popper. A popper or chugger is a great summertime lure. This is the Megabass Pop Max here, one of my favorites. And I'll give you a quick tip as far as catching bass on a popper in the summertime of the year. If you can get out there around daylight for about the first 2 hours, if you get on a riprap bank, dam riprap, bridge riprap, break wall, whatever, throw a popper on those riprap banks early in the morning in the summertime, you'll get you some good fish, because those fish, they pull up shallow on those ripraps at night to feed, and you're getting some of the leftovers from the night being up there. So a popper is really good in the summertime on riprap. And the other time I fish a popper is if I have some type of a shallow emergent vegetation, a shallow milfoil, shallow hydrilla. It's really good under those conditions. And also if you have a situation where you have a really clear water lake, I catch some fish on a popper in the summertime of the year. If it's really calm out, fishing it really fast on the surface, moving it just crazy through the surface. But a popper is a really good bait for the summertime of year. Also, one thing I'll tell you about topwater fishing in the summertime, the conditions as far as the cloud cover or something is not as important as it is in other times of the year. If you're fishing like in March, April, May, something like that, the cloudy days can really be good, and in the fall time of the year. But in the summertime of the year, the bass don't react to those cloudy days like they do in the spring and the fall as much. It's more about getting out there early in the morning or late in the evening. Doesn't really have much to do with the cloud cover. In the summertime of the year, if it gets cloudy, say for example, you got a cold front coming in or something, and you got some thunderstorms rolling in, when the water's that hot, they just don't move up shallow in the clouds real quick like they do in other times of the year. So for the topwater fishing we're talking about, you need to be out there early or you need to be out there late, like the first 2 hours after daylight or an hour before it gets dark, something like that. Okay, another one along their same lines is a little prop bait. Little prop bait, guys, this is one of my favorite summertime lures for areas where the bass are feeding on bedding bluegill. Anytime that you've got a lake that has bluegills or perch in it. They spawn all summer long. We talk about this a lot on my channel. And a prop bait is one of the best lures to catch them in. So when you're looking for the bluegill feeding bite, go back into those flat, shallow coves, the same places where you think the bass were spawning in the springtime of the year. Those perch will spawn in the same areas. And look for shady areas like underneath the overhanging tree, you know, just any bank that's getting some shade on it, and throw this thing right to the bank and work it out to about 4 foot of water. Just fish it slow, just chug it, go zit, let it stop until the ripples dissipate, zit, let it stop, just jerk it about 6 inches at a time, and let it sit there a little bit, you know, and those bass will come up and hammer it a lot of times in those situations. Okay, another bait that's really good early in the morning, late in the evening, especially if you have any type, again, shallow vegetation, hydrilla, milfoil, gator grass, lily pads, anything like that, is a small buzz bait. A little 1/4 ounce buzz bait, some type of a shad pattern like this, working it pretty fast. So I'll throw it out there around that shallow grass. I'll work it like at a medium fast, stop and go retrieve. I'm sort of like you trying to get it to hesitate across the water like that. And a lot of times that fast retrieve with the buzz bait will generate a good strike right off the bat in the morning. Sometimes too, just on rocky lakes, I've caught them on it, just going down rocky banks and points and even riprap banks too. Buzzer is going to be a little bit better in the summertime in those more off-colored water situations. The chugger and the prop bait there, I like that water visibility to be at least around 2.5 feet. But the buzz bait, if I can get water visibility around 12 to 15 inches, it can be really good. And finally, guys, the last one I throw in the summertime of year is the old infamous Whopper Plopper. Black Whopper Plopper like this. This is a good bait to cover a lot of water, especially, again, if those fish are feeding on bluegill. One of the things about it is there's a big difference between the prop bait and the Whopper Plopper here. But the Whopper Plopper is such a obnoxiously noisy bait that if you've got a feeding bluegill situation in the summertime of the year, where maybe you can see some bluegill beds in these spawning pockets, you don't have to see them, but maybe you're seeing some occasionally, you can put a Whopper Plopper on, guys, and make long casts down those flat, shallow banks and fish it with a fast stop and go retrieve. Just really move it fast along the water. And guys, it'll trigger a reaction strike from some good fish. I mean, if you get one on a Whopper Plopper in the summertime, it's usually going to be a 3 or 4 pounder at least. But it's a type of deal where you're not going to get a lot of bites, but if you put that Whopper Plopper in your hand and you stay in those spawning type pockets and just cover water with it, you could probably pick up some nice fish with that. And it especially works good later in the summer, like the dog days of summer, like in the end of August and September, that Whopper Plopper can be good. So anyway, guys, that's 4 top waters that you can catch some good ones on in the summertime. Again, I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you guys would like to try some of these, and hope it helps you guys catch some good ones.